was a research specialist for the Research and Evaluation Department for the DeKalb County School System. There she led and supported data management, including database development and reporting efforts for various data collection and reporting projects district-wide until June 2010. From June 2006 to November 2007, she was a senior research associate for the P16 Data Analysis Systems Division at the University System of Georgia. Her primary duties included two major roles. She was project manager for the Middle School Achievement and Interest in Mathematics and Science, the MS AIMS initiative, and a member of the Data Analysis Systems team supporting the P16 Data Mart project. Dr. Burks-Greer has held many other professional positions, such as the Ford Motor Company, the College of Engineering at Georgia Tech, SECME Inc., and the Southern Regional Education Board. Dr. Burks-Greer is originally from Roanoke, Virginia, and has a Bachelor's of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from Howard University. She has a Master's of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from Georgia Tech, and she also has a Master's of Science degree and a PhD from the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department at Georgia Tech as well. And she is married to Dr. Curtis Greer and has a 11-year-old son, Joshua. And we are so excited to have her here. She has such a wonderful experience, and I hope that everyone here, including myself, can learn so much from her experience. And so I guess now's a good time to turn it over to her, and we just want to welcome you, Dr. Burks-Greer, and we're so happy to have you.
Thank you, Summer. Thank you so much for that very generous introduction. Thank you all, Breakthrough students and mentors. Thank you for inviting me to come and talk to you about graduate school, how to get there, what are the steps you should take, what things should you be doing right now while you're in undergraduate school to be successful in that process. So thank you so much for inviting me. Next slide, please.
Okay.
Well, today I'm going to hit on 4 major topics: your undergraduate experience, research, a major activity that you want to definitely be involved in while you're in undergraduate, the entrance exam preparation, just like you had to do the SAT and the ACT to get to undergraduate, to get into college. In order to go to graduate school, you also have to do entrance exams. And if you're planning on going to med school or vet school or any other professional school, you're going to have to do entrance exams again. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the preparation for that. And then I'm going to talk about applying to graduate school, getting in, being accepted, and moving forward to get either a master's or a PhD. And although this arrow is straight on this PowerPoint slide, we know that there are a lot of twists and turns and curves, and that's okay. I mean, just as long as you set these goals, it may not be a straight line to get to each one of your processes or steps, but the bottom line is you want to achieve that ultimate goal of getting into graduate school. Okay, next slide, please.
Okay.
Undergraduate school should be an experience, okay? It shouldn't just be going and taking classes and getting a great GPA. I mean, those are very important, and I'm not going to belittle that at all, but that's not the only thing you should be doing. It really should be an experience. It's a time in your life that you're really developing your opinions, how you think about things, how you feel about things. And, I love this program, Breakthrough. As a matter of fact, I'm actually on the part of the advisory group, and I really love all the things they're doing for you guys, because they're trying to make sure that you are transitioning into college really well and feeling supported. And I just love the things that they're doing. Being here in this virtual world and having workshops on the virtual island and having classrooms and meeting with your mentors here is awesome, because you have a chance to really feel comfortable asking questions, approaching people, and those types of things. And so I love this program because it's preparing you for just acclimating and getting really comfortable with your college and your college campuses. So in addition to being there, doing well in classes, getting to know your professors, and being involved with Breakthrough and taking advantage of all those awesome opportunities, I recommend that you also get involved with that campus in a broader way. For instance, I think that it would be a great idea to join various organizations, do community outreach. Understand this: when you're in college, you are building your resume. At this point, you are building your resume. So you want to make sure that you have some wonderful things to put on your resume. Not only join these organizations, but also take on some leadership roles. I'm sure that there are various strengths that you have that, you would be excellent at some of the offices. Maybe a chair of one of the committees, or maybe treasurer, or even president. Taking on those leadership roles is a wonderful thing to learn a lot about yourself, learn about others and working with others. And not only do graduate schools and professional schools like to see this, but future employers, they want to see that as well. So I encourage you to take on leadership roles in those organizations. I think I'm preaching to the choir when I say participate in professional development, because the mere fact that you're here today lets me know that you do participate in professional development workshops, and that is workshops that are beyond just the classroom. The awesome thing about being in a college setting is that on any given day, there are various seminars, discussions, brown bag lectures. All of those things are happening on the campuses. And I say, take advantage of them. I know sometimes you may feel a little overwhelmed and you're focusing on getting an A in this class and getting your lab work done. But also do try to take advantage as much as possible some of these workshops and other types of learning and professional development opportunities, because it can really help you strengthen some areas of weakness. And in the next slide, I'm going to talk about how to identify some of your strengths, as well as understand what some of your weaknesses are. Seeking faculty mentored research is so very important, especially if you're looking at graduate school or medical school or vet school or pharmacy school. I can't tell you how many conferences I've been to where the medical schools and the graduate schools, they're telling us, we want students who have participated in research at the undergraduate level. So it's really, really important, even to even if you decide that you want to go and get a job, having that research experience with a faculty member and being a part of a lab, of a research group, a research team, is an awesome thing to have on your resume. And it really sets you apart. And I must say that the culture on university campuses have really changed. Back when I was in school, an undergraduate doing research wasn't quite as well, it didn't happen a lot. I mean, it wasn't the thing that was going on all the time. And it wasn't so easy to get into a research lab and work as part of the research team with a faculty member. So I would say it's a good idea to definitely seek faculty mentored research. And once you actually get into a faculty member's laboratory and you're doing work, I want you to always think about how you're going to present to others the things that you're doing in the laboratories, in your research. So you want to attend conferences. You want to be able to submit your abstracts so that you can present the work, either a poster or oral presentation at conferences. Those are wonderful experiences for you to take advantage of as an undergraduate student. And I tell you, those things really pop on your resume when you are trying to get into grad school, professional school, or a job. As freshmen, these should be priorities. Believe it or not, a lot of the organizations that support research, like the National Science Foundation and NIH and NASA, they really, really are pushing for their grantees to include freshmen, the freshmen and sophomores, those early, those young college students. They want them in the laboratories. And so they realize that training them while they're freshmen and sophomores just makes them all the more, they are able to really contribute once they become juniors and seniors. So, you know, it's a win-win in the end. So don't think that you need to wait until you become a sophomore, a junior or a senior. Now, today, in this climate, that's too late. So start early. And also, as a freshman and a sophomore, you should attend career fairs and graduate fairs. Many times when companies come to the university for the career fairs and the graduate school fairs, they're coming specifically to get students from that institution. So they're there to recruit from that particular institution. So if students are, if a career fair is taking place at Georgia Tech or at UGA, they're specifically there for the UGA and Georgia Tech students. So those are wonderful opportunities to take advantage of. The career fairs, many times they are talking about the internships that they have available for college students. So it's not always just seniors that they're looking for. So take advantage of those opportunities. Next slide, please. Now, earlier I was talking about the fact that you want to utilize as many of your strengths and determine what things you're passionate about and what organizations should you join and which community outreach services should you be involved in. So I recommend to you that this book called Strength Finders by Tom Rath is an awesome resource for determining just those things. It's funny, the last few conferences that I've been to, I've heard 3 people in probably the last month bring this book up about Strength Finders. And it happens to be the #1 Wall Street Journal bestseller currently. So I said, wow, they're recommending for the students to get this. I think I'm going to get it myself so that I can find out what all the hype is about. And so I did get the book. And what's really cool about it is that in the back of the book, when you get it, they have a sealed code, access code, and it's for one person to utilize. And so you take the access code and you go online to their website, www.strengthfinders.com, and you enter in the access code, and then you take an assessment. You take an inventory of your likes, your dislikes, the things that make you comfortable. So it's kind of that test that you take when you're in high school, when you're trying to decide what career you should take. So it's like an inventory, assessment, and survey about the things that you enjoy and kind of like what your personality is. And so that then it'll report back to you what your top 5 strengths are. And it's funny because I just took the assessment, and I found out that my top 5 strengths included being a relator, meaning I relate to people very well. I accept people and relate to them. Belief, I have some very strong beliefs, and my value system is really important to me. And I'm a learner. I always like to seek more knowledge. You can never stop learning. You should always be a lifelong learner. And that I'm an achiever. So I get the job done, and I never give up. And I do take responsibility. And as a director of an organization, anything that goes well, I take responsibility. And anything that doesn't go too well, I also have to take the responsibility. So I just recommend this as an awesome resource. It will help you to identify your strengths and probably reveal some weaknesses to you as well. And then, you can really use that to help you decide what opportunities you should go after while you're in undergraduate. Next slide, please.
Okay.
I know sometimes we are bogged down and focused on our classwork, but I really want to stress to you that undergraduate research should be a priority, especially as STEM students. Again, I cannot explain to you how wonderful of an opportunity this is for undergraduates. It was probably in the last 15 years that it's become a lot more acceptable for undergraduates to be part of the research teams. So definitely take advantage of those. And so then my next slide will show you some resources. Next slide, please. Here I have I have 5 web links here.
The web pages are displayed in the middle screen.
Those web pages are going to be displayed in the middle screen. And so these are some awesome resources and opportunities for you as an undergraduate. So, Summer, can you please go to the Pathway to Science?
Yep, it's
link?
up.
Okay. I got to get there myself. Okay, Pathways to Science is it's a project of the Institute for Broadening Participation, again in STEM fields, and it's a collaborative support between NASA and the National Science Foundation. And their focus is connecting underrepresented groups with STEM programs, funding, mentoring, and resources. In the middle of the page, down a little bit in the middle of the page, you see the middle says that there are over 1,500 programs in a variety of disciplines and education levels. And they have these resources for K-8 students, high school students, K-12 educators, undergraduate students, post-bac students, graduate students, and so on. So if you don't mind, Summer, can you please click on undergraduate students for me? And so,
Okay. It's up.
excellent. And so you can actually search by alphabetically, or you can you can put in search criteria, but there are various opportunities, both summer internships, research opportunities with REUs, and REUs are specifically research opportunities for undergraduates. And they have various REUs all around the United States. And they're wonderful opportunities, especially in the summers, because they're paid opportunities, and you can make upwards of $4,000 or more in the summer for like a 10-week work experience in laboratories. In addition, they have graduate school opportunities, fellowships, scholarships. So it's an awesome resource. And I really encourage you to utilize this resource. It's really wonderful. Summer, can you go to the next link? And it's the MACCAE.
Okay, it's up. And just while I'm letting everybody know, don't worry about clicking through everything. When she says next slide, just I'll take care of it for you. So you guys just sit back and relax.
And this also is another wonderful website with various student opportunities and resources for getting into programs, internships, fellowships, visitations for various graduate schools. And so I do strongly recommend that you utilize this site. If you would, Summer, would you click on students?
Yep, got it.
Okay. I'm especially appreciative of this site because not only does it provide you with resources for getting opportunities, but it also has a sample resume on it. And it is, it's funny because it's one of my colleagues who is over this program, and she stands by the fact that this sample resume is the resume that will get you any opportunity you're looking for. Can we click on that sample resume, please, Summer? Oh, it ends up being a file that you open, so we will skip that. But again, you have the website. You can utilize this resource. Can we go to the next? We can go to the NSF link.
Okay, the NSF site is up now.
Thank you. This is programs for underrepresented groups in science and engineering. Again, lots of opportunities. You can also, from this NSF page, find out which institutions have various proposals that have been funded. And so you'll know where some of these opportunities exist. So you have fellowships and as well as research opportunities, and research centers and research REUs. So it is Awesome, awesome resource again. Down in the Directorate for Engineering, there's biomedical engineering and research to aid persons with disabilities. I think that will be a wonderful research to be a part of, you know? Okay, let's go to the next link, which happens to be my organization, the Peach State LS-AMP program. And we have quite a few resources as well. In fact, every year, right around this time, we pull together all of the summer opportunities and internships. And let me say, those same opportunities are available on that Pathways to Science website, as well as the MACAE. And so, because these things are fluid and they're living documents, they're always changing, I recommend that you definitely check out the websites to get to this information. Please click on the events page for Peach State LSAM. One of the things that we like to do is we try to make sure that the students are aware of all the various conferences that are focusing on STEM, as well as underrepresented minorities in STEM or underrepresented populations, period, in STEM. And so we try to keep, as much as possible, the events page updated. Every year in October, we just had our conference. So we've just celebrated having our 8th annual conference in October. It was the 10th through the 12th. And it was here in Marietta, Georgia. And so if you don't mind, Summer, please click on conference. And so, yes, our 8th annual Fall National Symposium and Research Conference was held in Marietta, Georgia, and these were our keynote speakers. And so I invite you all to, stay connected to us, and hopefully next year you guys will submit your abstracts and be a part of our conference if you end up doing some research. So I hope you're able to do that. Down at the bottom of the page, you see 2012, 2011, and 2010 conferences. And those links actually have little video snippets of the activities that took place at our conferences. And we'll soon have our video coverage of our 2013 conference very, very soon. And so we invite you guys to come and present your research, or even if you're not doing research, to just participate, because we offer a lot of awesome, wonderful workshops and professional development, GRE prep, how to write a personal statement, developing winning resumes, how etiquette for various job interviews or graduate school interviews, all of those types of things. So I invite you to keep an eye out on our website as well. The last link, we won't go to it, but my next slide, can you go to the next slide, please, Summer? Has the information that link goes to. It goes to the NASA One-Stop Shopping Initiative, and that's where they have all the NASA internships, fellowships, and scholarships. And just within the last week, I received an email that announced that NASA is really, really trying to hire students with disabilities. In fact, they want to hire 2% of the people that they're going to be hiring will be targeting people with disabilities. And an excellent way to get your foot in the door at NASA is to get into their internships. They have their space centers and research centers all around, and they have so many opportunities that they list on their website. Now, the previous slide gives you the actual link, but it is the One Stop Shopping Initiative website, and it gives their NIFs, as they call it. And that application process for their summer and spring opportunities open this Friday, November the 1st. And they will take applications for various opportunities all the way through to March 14th. However, they will start making offers to students and accepting them into their internship programs starting February the 3rd. So my advice to all of you is to apply early so that you can ensure that you can get the best opportunities and to have a better chance being selected for their opportunities. Now, earlier, we've already talked about the things you should do in undergrad as you're building your resume for all the activities, the research you're being involved in, and all of those things. Here are, and then we covered all of those different awesome resources for getting your research opportunities. You may not do research during the school year on your campus, but certainly make it a priority to try to do it in the summer. And I say definitely go to the NASA website and apply early to get these opportunities. And so we've gone through the first two main categories of information I wanted to cover today. And can you please go to the next slide, Summer?
Yep.
And so the third area is preparing for those entrance exams. You must prepare for it. Just like I'm sure many of you took an SAT or ACT prep course, you need to do the very same thing for your graduate and professional school entrance exams. Take a prep course or do some online studying. Get the books. There are various resources for preparing. And so on my slide, I actually have a link here that provides free practice tests from Kaplan for various graduate and professional school entrance exams. Summer, can you please click on the link that says LSAMP free practice test?
Yep, I got the Kaplan site up.
Excellent, excellent. Now, as you noticed on my slide, you must do this by Thursday, the 31st, because after the 31st, that link is going to go away. It's no longer going to work. But if you can, Summer, will you click on the Classroom Anywhere practice test, that arrow, and it'll pull up all the various entrance exam tests that's being offered. These are free practice tests. Just as the website says, don't just stand there. Find out where you stand. Take a free practice test from Kaplan. And so you have 2 days. You have exactly 2 days to sign up for the various practice tests that are being offered in November and December. They have GRE, GMAT, LSAT, MCAT, DAT, which is your dental exam, and then the OAT and the PCAT. So I'm offering this opportunity to the breakthrough students. Although was set up for LSAMP students, I am offering it to you guys. So take advantage. You have 2 days to sign up. Next slide, please.
Okay.
And so now that takes us to my final major content area that I wanted to cover today. Applying to graduate school and professional school. First of all, I encourage you to do your research. Do your research on the schools and programs and what they're offering. Just like you probably did quite a bit of research when you were applying to college out of high school, you want to do the same thing. And one of the things you really want to look at is the research that they have going on in their school and the programs that they're offering. You want it to be aligned with the things that you're interested in. You want to go on to the websites and look at what the faculty is doing research on, because when you get into these programs, you can potentially be a part of their research. So do your research on the research, right? Apply for visitation programs. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but many of the major science, engineering, and mathematics and computer science schools, they have programs targeting underrepresented populations in STEM, and they invite them to come and visit, and they actually pay for you to come. So they have an application process, and they typically have only a certain number of slots, but you want to seek out those programs on the Peach State LSAMP site, on my site, under events. At that very first event was the University of Berkeley's, it's called the Berkeley Edge. That's a visitation program. And so they have a application process with an open date, and then they have a close date. So you apply within that time, and if you're selected, they'll fly you out to Berkeley, treat you like kings and queens on the campus. You get to meet with all the various graduate school deans. You get to meet with the existing students that are already there in the programs. You get to meet with the chairs of the departments and various faculty members that you may be interested in doing their research. So definitely apply for those visitation programs. Seek application waivers. Applying to grad school can get very, very pricey. Most applications are in the $100 range, or maybe even more in some cases. So seek application waivers. It never hurts to ask. All they can say is no, but I would always ask, is there an application waiver? Ask your faculty mentors for reference letters well in advance. I cannot stress to you enough that faculty members are very, very busy. Very, very busy. And, I know sometimes we can't always help it, but it's not a good idea to ask a faculty member to give you a reference letter and you only have a day or two to get it. That is not a good idea. It happens, but don't make it a habit. Let them know if you do a summer experience and do some research in the summer, before you leave and after you fulfill all of your duties there, you talk to that faculty member and let them know that you're going to call on them to get reference letters. And they can then tell you what their process is and their preference. They may want you to write it and they edit it, so you want to let them know well in advance. Okay? It's really important. Next slide, please. I'm not sure if any of you have Hispanic background, but there is a program called Project 1000. And with Project 1000, they really, really support students with Hispanic backgrounds in getting into graduate school. And so one of the things they offer is they have one application, and that one application goes out to like 6 different schools. And these are very well-known, highly sought after graduate schools in the areas of STEM. And so here we have 2 links, one that explains a little bit about Project 1000. Some of you mind clicking on that first link for us? And so it just gives you a great description of that resource. Project 1000 is trying to recruit, admit, graduate at least 1,000 U.S. Hispanic graduate students. And they even help you with getting GRE prep, as well as they even help pay for the GRE exam. So that is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for students if you are of Hispanic background. Can you please click on that second link for me, Summer? And this link is just primarily letting us know that at first P1000 was broader, and they wanted to, and it was open to various different disciplines, but starting effective fall 2008, they started to only and exclusively target those students in the STEM fields. You are in an awesome position. STEM is powerful. In fact, our conference this year, our theme was the power of STEM. And then one of our keynote speakers, he said, STEM is something that we do, so it should be the power to STEM. So I want to leave you with this message. You guys are in a powerful position because you love science and math. And doing STEM, you are going to have various opportunities that are unbelievable, actually. Earlier, when I was being introduced, Summer told you all the different degrees that I achieved. And I want to tell you, as a testimony, I got all of those degrees for free. And it was simply because I'm majoring in STEM. So I say, take advantage of all these opportunities. I thank you for today. Are there any questions? Next slide. Questions, please.
If anybody wants to, either they can voice their questions or they can type them in the chat box. We can take questions at this time. Okay, well, if you have a question, just go ahead and type it in. But in the meantime, I would just like to thank Dr. Berkskreer for being here with us today. This presentation was definitely insightful. I think all the points she brought up are really crucial for where most of the post-secondary students are at this point. Making sure to get involved while you're an undergraduate. Get involved in different organizations, taking leadership roles, getting involved in research already. I think these are all wonderful points that we kind of miss. Being at an undergraduate level, or, most students are just ready to graduate. At least from my recollection, I was just ready to graduate. So I quickly forgot how important. And now looking back, I wish I would have, taken some more interest in those kind of things that she brought up. And then just some of the other points she brought up I thought were really interesting and really awesome, like determining what your strengths are. You can really exceed more in school and in your career when you know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are too. And then I just really encourage everybody to look at the resources that she brought up, the pathways, the LSAMP sites, the NSF site, the NASA program. There's so many great resources for our undergraduate students. So I really do hope that we can encourage you guys to look at those and to take those forward. And then also to remind you what Dr. Burks-Greer was mentioning was the practice test for these major entrance exams into graduate school. I mean, the fact that they're doing this free testing or this free testing, I would definitely go register for it. You got 2 days, so get that done as soon as you can. But really, I'm just in awe of how informative and insightful this presentation was. So we really do appreciate it. And again, if anybody has any questions or comments, we would love to hear them. If nobody has any comments, I guess I'll kind of continue to wrap us up a little bit. Just to remind all the breakthrough students and mentors. Oh, somebody has a question. Yes, Nesha J90. Do you want to type your question in or? Okay. Well, I guess while you're figuring out the question, she's using the Ustream. Okay. We've set up a live streaming of the event too for the various people who couldn't make it into Second Life. So, okay. Well, while you guys are figuring that out, here I wanted to know, are there any programs that will help pay for MCAT testing? Do you happen to know if there are any off the top of your head?
I truly don't know off the top of my head, but what you should definitely look at is go to the different websites that I've offered as resources, because there may be something on there. Not really sure.
Okay. I would also mention just too, like talking to your school academic advisors, they're a great resource also to hit up. So, whenever can those websites be emailed? Oh, actually, I wanted to put this presentation, if Dr. Burks-Greer allows me to, I want to put this up on our mentor forum, and we can also
Absolutely.
put it under our students page as well. So we'll do that in the next couple of days and send it out to everybody so they can click back through the PowerPoint and find all the links again. And we'll try to get those up. Well, since the other thing is due on the 31st, maybe we'll try to get them up tomorrow morning.
I do have one more thing that I probably should have talked a little bit more about, and that's post-bac programs. A lot of the post-bac programs that are on and that are available now, they're preparing you for a couple of things. They're either preparing you for graduate school or they're preparing you for med school. And when you get in those post-bac programs, you do research, and then you do prep for the MCAT or either the GRE, and they also give funding, and they provide the funds for you to take those exams. So seek out some of those post-bac programs. The person that was asking about free MCAT.
Okay, we have another question here too from folks for Highwater. Can you speak to special accommodation services made available to students, e.g. during testing, application processes via organizations, etc.?
I know that every single one of those testing agencies, like the ETS and the various other ones, they do provide the accommodations, and so I know that you can always let them know when you need accommodations, and they do provide them.
Okay, great. Well, we're almost out of time, so I guess I'll just wrap us up. As some of you know, and hopefully most of you now will know, on our Breakthrough site, we do have, under the For Students tab, there is topics for graduate school applicants. So we encourage everybody who's thinking about going into graduate school to take a look at these and go through them. And it has different subjects, from selecting a graduate school, from the process, preparing for the GRE, networking tips, and also financial aid and research opportunities, which is some of the stuff that Dr. Burks-Greer also talked about as well. So make sure you go to our website in your free time, and we're going to be adding some more resources as we go to. And go to the For Students tab. There will be topics for graduate school applicants listed there. Okay.
Thank you all again for having me, and I would also ask that they put my information. I should have put that on my slides for contacting me if you have any questions after the fact. But I would ask Summer to please put my email address up as well, so that if any of you would like to contact me, that would be wonderful. I will have no problems with that.
The symposium will be posted on YouTube probably in the next couple of days. So I can't give an exact deadline. I have to talk to the person who usually does that, but I would say by the end of the week is our goal. So it should be up by the end of the week. But we, like Davio said on the chat window and Renton Sixpence, we will have a forum post for the mentors. It'll be in the mentor forum. But I will send out this presentation along with Dr. Burks-Greer's information, so that way to the students and the mentors, that way they can contact her or review the PowerPoint too, just in case we don't get it available right away. Oh, great. And since we were streaming this live, we also have a recording of that at the link that is in the chat window now. So if you want to click on that, you can go back and rewatch it if you missed part of it or want to review some things. Okay, well, the last thing I want to mention before we let you go is that if you look to the left of all the screens here, there's this big black block that says click here to earn a badge for attending the graduate symposium. I definitely think that everybody should click on that. It's how we kind of keep track of the attendance. I know some of you have already gotten it, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah, the link for the Ustream will be ready in a few minutes after we stop. So. All right. Just again, reminding everybody to click this badge. I see a few of you have gotten it, so that's good. Just that the black screen on the left. Just want to make sure you get attendance credit for being here. Okay, well, thank you so much again for being with us today. We really appreciate you being here, and these are very valuable resources that we will have for